Hello, again, and this is my second video log, on the same day. Well, anyway, uh, right now I'm feeling pretty good. It's kind of late at night, and I want to talk about something, that's pretty important to me. Uh, Recently, I've been looking around YouTube, and I saw a lot of these, coming out videos of, gay and bisexual and lesbian people all over sending in their videos on the to make some kind of like coming out archive so that we can help others, uh, like us who are afraid of coming out and, who may need some help. So, in the spirit of starting a new video log, I think it's something that should be pretty important for me to say before I get into anything else that I'm gonna do, because it's part of who I am, and I think it's something that's pretty important for people to know. Uh, because we're all unique in our own wonderful little ways, so I'm gonna stop wasting your time, and I'm gonna get straight into, my own, JAVISPA special coming out story, so it's gonna be lovely. Um, well, a lot of these coming out videos started with people coming out to their close friends and getting a support group. I support this decision. Seems to be a pretty wise decision because your close friends, they know you very well, I would assume, and they really wouldn't abandon you over anything you have, really. Um, so definitely support that decision. However, my coming out story came pretty awkwardly. I started out by coming out to my mother. I wouldn't recommend this for a normal family, especially one that is religious. I mean, maybe lightly religious people, but like anything, and not just religious, but like fundamentalist leaning people tend to not like this. Um, it's never a good idea to start out coming with the people that you have to spend the most time of your life with. Of your early life, obviously. Um, I mean, I felt like there was really little harm in it because my mother is liberal, feminist, intellectual. She's just wonderful, great inspiration to my life, and a great inspiration to many others. Uh, I also did another fairly silly thing, and I emailed her it. Um, this happened. I think it happened a year ago. A year ago, I told her that I was bisexual, and at the time, I really thought I was. Like, completely full-on thought. And, people are there going, oh, there's no such thing as, bisexual people. You're either straight or you're gay. And I'm like, well, there's me. I'm bisexual. But, well, funny that. Anyway, this is kind of embarrassing for me to say, and I kind of look like shite thanks to the horrible webcam. It looks like light is just encasing my hair and destroying it, so it looks like part of my face is like whited out, which is really clever because it's almost like the animator of my life is deciding that I should stop being animated. Go away. I'm distracted again. Sorry. So anyway, I emailed my mother a year ago-ish. 2 years ago now. Wow. Time flies. I emailed my mother, and we, on a Friday night, and, sophomore year, I was taking a college class, in history, and my mother would drive me to history, and it would be like a 10-minute, 15-minute drive, and I have to honestly say it was one of the most awkward car drives I ever had. The one where your mother's there and just driving. She's like, so, I got your email last night because I sent it at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was up all night thinking about it, and oh wow, that was embarrassing for me. Um, but she turned out to be completely fine with it. I was expecting that kind of, um, I mean, I'm one of the super lucky ones. Like my parents, like from the beginning of me turning into a teenager, they were all up about, have you found any girls? And I'm like, no. Have you found any guys? Mom, well, you never know, and it's kind of cute if you look at the entire I'm not going to use that word, I messed up. Excuse me. If you look at the entire span of my life, because I remember there was a time when I was really little, when I thought that I was straight, because it was around the time that I saw a woman's breasts, and I'm like, why do I keep on noticing these things? Those are women's breasts. They are. Of course, at the time, being the ultra prude that I am, sex, as it were, was just a concept completely out of my range of understanding. Um, Now, I found out that I was bisexual actually when I was 14 years old. Out of nowhere. I'm not even lying. It's like um, my brother was talking about his burgeoning sexuality as a heterosexual male and, that's fine and dandy, and then, it, it's just this weird sort of surreal happening. Um, so yeah, I found myself, attracted to men. And it was kind of weird at first. I was embarrassed about it. For 2 years, wouldn't say anything about it. But for those 2 years, I kept on thinking to myself, Javi, you're being silly. You're being ridiculous. This is your mother you're talking about. She's not some fundamentalist, close-minded, isolationist, scared person. She's knows what she's doing. Um, that's not really. Look, I'm gonna stop talking now. Um, but yeah, I was being silly. I was being ridiculous, and I finally let myself just say it. I'm bisexual for a time, and I kept it to my parents. My mother and my stepdad knew, and I was comfortable with that. Um, my grandmother and my father and that side of the family, I haven't told, but I'm making this video hoping that they'll see it, and if they do, this is kind of also a very awkward way of coming out to them, but I think for the most part they'll be fine, you know? I don't think I have any real reason to doubt them. Uh, they're generally lovely, accepting people, and I think I'm blessed that I have this charmed life. I'm kind of running low on the time here. This has turned out to be a larger video than I thought it would be. Uh, this may go into 2 parts. That's scary, but exciting. A 2-part video. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself, and now I'm purposely stalling time. So I will see you in part 2 if you choose to stay. Not controlling you. Yet. I'm just being silly now. But yeah, I have about like half a minute left before, I don't know, something happens. The apocalypse happens. I don't know what happens when a video goes over its time on these little webcam recordings. Maybe YouTube will stop it for me. Maybe I don't have to get out of my viewing spot where you don't see all of me, but you see enough of me that you can generally tell that I'm a human and not a floating head. Well, I'm going to stop now, and I will see you in part 2, which I'm going to create pretty much now. See ya. But you see what